sometime after the advent of CT scans, then came along MRI. And MRI is also a three-dimensional view of the brain structure using magnets now. And that's a good thing because we no longer have to subject your client to radiation. It provides a higher resolution. It can visualize many properties of the brain, including gray matter versus white matter, including fluids such as blood, trace elements of blood, very important in diagnosing and in identifying brain injury in these cases. And it's just a much more sensitive test. In fact, it's 4 times more effective than CT. So you know what that means? It means it's still 96% ineffective at diagnosing traumatic brain injury. So the same problem exists. The microscopic nature of these damages make it very difficult for these traditional tests to diagnose them. But MRI gives us a gift that keeps on giving. It provides a platform, and as you'll see, there are different other technologies that use MRI as a basic platform to then project us into really the future, into more sophisticated testing. And that's why MRI provides us with a pathway out of the Stone Age into the Space Age. With respect to both CT and MRI, they're both, if done during ordinary course of treatment, they're going to come into evidence 100% of the time. So look here first. But be careful, if you find a positive result on an MRI or a CT, that's a very good thing for your case, but you're still missing everything under that tip of the iceberg. You're still missing it. So you do have to conduct these other tests and put them together. You'll have great credibility with these other tests because of the positive MR or CT, but don't be fooled or lulled into thinking you have what exists because you have a positive result. You may have a positive result that just shows you an inkling of the damages from which your client suffers. It's also helpful to distinguish structural from functional testing. Now, both these tests, CT and MRI, are structural tests. They're static and visual in nature. They don't test for function, and that's one reason they don't pick up these microscopic injuries. Now, you could run an MR or a CT on a cadaver, and the test can come out normal. That's because they don't test for function. And that's why it's so important that we move so far from the basic traditional testing into some of the functional tests.